Cool, welcome. Welcome to Qigong Live Online today. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Bali. It's stonking hot actually. It rained last night, so we've got a lot of humidity now. So we're following on from last week when we did, this is the advanced class. So last week we did the Jing Luo. The Jing Luo is a pairing of meridians. So we have the 5 element, just to recap, we have the 5 element meridians, which is to do with the large intestine and lungs, which is to do with the metal element. So each of them have their pairing. The heart and small intestines to do with the fire element. And the other pairing you have is a Jing Luo pairing, which is you have an arm meridian that's attached to a leg meridian. So they call it so obvious. And they can be either diagonally across the body from one arm to the diagonally the others, or they can be the same side. You can connect them either way. Yeah. So last week we did 3 exercises for the first 3, and we're going to do the next 3 pairings, which is the large intestine, large intestine, small intestine, stomach, bladder. Yeah, we're doing the stomach, bladder. And then we're doing Sanjiao and a gallbladder. Yep. So we're going to start with the first one we're going to do is the large intestine, and we're going to do with large intestine and the small intestine. The large intestine stomach, which is the Yang Ming meridians. One's the hand Yang Ming and one's the foot Yang Ming. And I picked an exercise, there's a few exercises that do this combination, do this connection, but I picked a particular exercise that's doing it, and we've chosen it out of the Zhang Gong, the static postures. The 3 of the ones we're doing today are all static postures because it's the easiest ones to put our mind into the postures. We're too busy concentrating with the exercise, but it's hard to think of the meridians at the same time. So I've just done static postures, make it simplified it for you. So the first one, holding trees, is quite a simple exercise. And so there's a bit of a setup, and we'll bow first before we start. And I'll show you the setup and how we're going to sit, and then I'll talk to you about how it's working inside the body. Roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top, and gong. This is the last advanced class we're going to do. We've been filming out here in the lawn for 3 years now, and we're actually changing location. So this is the last class we're going to do with these trees behind me. So it's quite sad in some way after 3 years being out in the garden. So holding trees. So we'll set it up right from the start so you get the full benefit from, because there's a lot to do with the posture in this exercise. So we're going to start off standing on your kidney points, which is the ball of your feet. Your heels are touching the ground, but there's no weight in them. So all the weight's forward, and you've got your knees slightly bent. So you're sprung, you're standing on your muscles. And as soon as you stand on your muscles, it engages all the energy in the meridians to start going up the meridians. And so your knees are slightly bent, standing on the ball of your feet. Yeah? Tuck your pelvis forward, and then relax. Very good. Now have your hands facing towards the ground. Yep. So you're going to bring both hands up. Now without picking your shoulders up, just pick your arms up. And then you're going to lower your elbows down, which rotates your hands around, and then bring the hands facing towards you. There's lots of different ways you can do holding trees, or tree hugging as sometimes it's called. But for ours, what we're going to do today is we're going to have a 2-finger gap, your 2-finger gap between the 2 fingers. So they're quite close. And you'll be able to see the shimmer of energy going between the pericardium fingers. You'll be able to see that. I can see them, all 3 of them, but you'll be able to see them, especially if you've got a dark floor, you'll see the energy moving between them. Yeah. So this is the posture. Now the key to this posture is the elbows aren't up and the elbows aren't down. So this is not correct, and that's not correct. It's like halfway between the middle, where your arms just hang. Your armpits are hollowed underneath your arms, and you just hang on your arms to this posture. Yep. Very good. So we're going to breathe in the large intestine meridian. So the large intestine meridian comes up from the hands. It's your index finger, the top 2 fingers. You're going to breathe in the large intestine meridian, which comes up across your cheek and to the other side beside your nostril, and the other one comes up from the other side, comes across up past your nostril on the other side, and they crisscross in the fulcrum of your nose, under your nose. They crisscross across to that point. Yeah. So you're going to breathe in those points, and you're going to breathe out the stomach meridian. Now the stomach meridian, this is where the large intestine finishes. Can we have a close up, Sam? So the large intestine finishes here at 21, and the stomach starts just under the eye here. So it travels from here just to there. It doesn't go very far, and then it goes out through the stomach meridian, and the stomach meridian comes down like a U, and it comes up the side by your ear, and then it comes down the front of your body, and goes down the outside of your legs, slightly the outside of your legs, and goes to the second toe from your big toe. So you have your big toe in the middle, and that's the second toe out, and that's where the stomach meridian ends. So the stomach one here goes down to 44 down the bottom. I think 44. No, I think it's 45. Goes to the bottom of the meridian, stomach meridian, and the other one starts at lung 1, large intestine 1, and goes up and finishes at 21 in your eyes. So you have two meridians, one going both sides up to your nose, and then they both go down from your stomach meridian under your eyes, straight down to those two little toes. Now the hard part, of course, we'll set this back up again now that I've been talking about. The hard part of doing this, and of course, is trying to focus on all of those 4 at once. So the easiest way to do it is one at a time. So think of whichever one you're going to do. I'm going to mirror you, so you're going to use your left hand, and you're going to think of the meridian coming up your left hand across to your nose, and just think of that. And as you breathe in that meridian. Yep. Good. Now we're going to think of the other side, just one meridian by itself. Think of coming up from the index finger to the other side of their nose, and breathe into that channel, or that meridian. I like calling them meridians, not channels, but either or. Good. Now the out breath, we're going to think of breathing out from the stomach, down the side of the body, side of the leg, and then out through the toe, the same toe. Just do one side, breathing out. Good. The other side, think of underneath your eye, comes up like a U, comes down the side of the body, travels outside your kneecap, then down to your second big toe, and breathing out. And breathing out. Good. Now do one side at a time. Breathe in through the large intestine on this side, and breathe out through the stomach on that side. Breathe in. Good. Now try the other side. Breathe in through the large intestine meridian, and then breathe out through the stomach meridian on the way down. Good. Now if you can, try and think of breathing in both the large intestine meridians at the same time, from both index fingers up to your nose, and then down both stomach meridians. Up both large intestine, down both stomach. Good. And then it's finished. Open your hands, palms towards the front, then bring your elbows back, bring your hands back, and then return the surplus chi back to your lower dantian. Good. Now I went through that quite quickly because you're standing in that posture for a long time. If you're not used to standing in tree hugging, it can load up a lot of tension in your shoulders. So the key to this exercise is you're training your mind to think a certain way. Yeah, and you're training your mind to go from the meridians, think of the energy going up the meridian and then down the other one. So you're inside your body, your mind's tracking the meridians in your mind. This is something that takes practice, not something you're just going to instantly be able to do it, and your mind's going to be able to follow the meridian down, especially if you're not quite 100% sure where it is. And so you've got to be able to try and see it in your mind's eye. Remember, that's not a line either. It's not just a thin line. You quite often see pictures of the meridians as just a thin line drawing the dots. It's actually a band. It's actually quite wide. So have a look at meridians. You can find meridian pictures all over the internet anyway, so you can have a look at the guide of where the meridians are, so you have a better understanding of where they are. And then see them coming down. As I say, I don't see a line coming down. I see a band coming down, and a band going down, and then it narrows down right down to one point of their foot. Do them one at a time. Do one meridian at a time. Get used to thinking of that and working out where it is. Do the other side. Do this two stomachs and build it up slowly until you can stand there and you can actually breathe in both of them. And then breathe out both stomach ones. But as I say, it takes a bit of practice, but it's okay. But this is the the Yang Ming, the foot and the leg Yang Ming channels. That's the two, that's the pairing of those two. And as I say, there's a few exercises that do that pairing, but that's a nice easy one because you're not moving, so you can think about what's going on in the body. That's better than if you're moving and trying to do it at the same time. So we go to the next one, which is the Tai Yang. So these are all the Yang ones. We did the 3 Yin last week, and this is the 3 Yang ones, the 3 Yang pairs. This is the Tai Yang, the greater Yang. And this is the small intestine and bladder. So we picked a different exercise there. I picked a harder exercise, but it's a very good exercise, and it's a little bit like the first one. There's a slight modification. This one comes out of the Heaven to Earth series, and it's called Cultivating Qi in the tripod position. And when we sit in this posture, we're going to think we're sitting on a 3-legged stool. So when we sit down, we're going to have the energy going down both legs, and we're also going to come out of our spinal column. And we think of the energy out of our spinal column creates another leg, like a kangaroo. If you know, kangaroos have the tail, and it sits on its tail. We're basically sitting on a tripod chair, 2 front legs, and the energy coming out of your spine is the third one. And that's the thing. And we're going to bend it. We're going to bend right down, and we're going to keep down. But we want to keep our back straight, so don't lean forward and don't lean backwards when you stand. Try and get straight. If you're not sure, easiest way to do that, find a mirror. Find a mirror in your house and see the posture, and you'll see whether you're straight or not, and you'll be able to adjust it as you're looking at the mirror, so you know where the posture. And then once you've adjusted that, then come and feel what it feels like, so you can always go back to the same posture. So the setup for the exercise, there's a bit of a setup for the exercise, which is interesting. And we'll do the full setup for it, but we're going to end up in that posture like that with the hands, this time instead of being up in the front and the hands above the upper jowl, the hands now are going to be facing the lower jowl. They're out from the body, and the palms, lower gongs facing towards our lower dantian. Yep. And at the same time, we're going to be bending our knees, and we're going to be sitting like that. Now, this is a difficult posture because we've got a deep bend in the legs, and we're holding the hands there like this. Yep. So I'll talk you through the meridians before we get into the posture, so then we don't have to stand in the posture while I'm talking to you, because it is not easy if you haven't done it before. Yep. So the 2 meridians, the stomach and the small intestine bladder. The small intestine comes up from the little finger. Yeah, it comes up the body on the outside of the hand, comes across, and it goes to Qigong, which is the inside of your ear, right in the center of your ear. It's just right where the tragus of your ear, that little thing that sticks out of your ear, it's just there, and that's small intestine 19, Qigong. Yeah, and that's where the end of it is, and the start of it's in your little finger. So it goes up your little finger to that point. Yeah, both sides, comes up the other side to that point. So that's the 2 small intestine. The bladder, so this, remember, ends at your ear, and the bladder starts on the inner canthus of your eye. So it goes from your outer ear to inner ear. There's an internal pathway, and it goes to Jing Ming, which is bladder 1, either side of your eyes. There's 2 of them, of course, and then there's 2 meridians that go over the top of your head, and they split, and they're big wide things that go down the back. They're not little narrow ones, they're 2 wide. There's actually 2 pathways of them, but they're one big meridian that goes right down over your glutes, down the back of your legs, the whole back of your legs, so it's wide, and it goes right down, and it goes to your little toe on the outside. That's the end, bladder 67. 67 is the last point. So from the Jing Ming, across the top of your head, down your back, down to your little toes, and the small intestine traveling from the little fingers up to Qigong. Yep, to these points. Good, so that's what it looks like. So now you know. So we'll go into the posture now. There's a bit of as I say, there's a setup to this. So have your hands facing towards the ground. Yep. Good. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, move the hands to the side on the out breath. Then take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, move your arms. Let them float to the side. Good. Then take a breath in. And rotate the hands so the palm of the hands go from the facing towards the ground. From the yin hands, they turn to yang hands. They face towards heaven. Then take a breath in again. And then as you breathe out, rotate them to the front. So now the both palms facing towards the front. Remember, you've got your legs slightly bent, your pelvis tucked. You're standing on your kidney points. Take a breath in. And then on the out breath. So you only move on the out breaths. You breathe in when you're not moving. As you breathe out, you move. It comes around. As it comes down, you lower yourself down, and you bring your hands to the palm of your hands, facing towards the front door of your lower dantian, which is Guan Yuan, which is Ren 6. Yeah, in this posture. Now, You're going to breathe in through the 2 small intestine meridians. Remember, it starts at the little finger up to your ear, and you can do one at a time. We'll do one side. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in the other side, and down. Then breathe out through the bladder meridian. Just do one at a time, breathing out through the bladder meridian. Breathe in. Breathe out through the bladder meridian down to your little toe. Good, try the other side. Out through the bladder meridian, out through Jing Ming, over the top of your head, down to the little toe. Good. Now try breathing in one of the small intestine meridians, whichever side you want to do first, and breathe out the same side on the bladder. Good. Try the other side. Breathe in through the small intestine, out through the bladder. Good. Now try breathing in both small intestines at the same time. And out through the both bladders at the same time. You feel your little little finger getting hot because all the energy is moving through it. And you'll feel your little toe getting hot because all the energy is going out through there. Now I'm going to bring my hands. Now how you get out of this posture is you turn your hands over so the palms facing the ground, and you push, and the energy comes out through the ground, and you slowly stand up and return the qi to the lower dantian, the surplus qi. Good. Now because if you haven't done this, just shake your arms out and just shake your legs, get the tension out of your arms and legs. The longer you stand it, and you can stand in that posture for a while. These are this is from the heaven to earth posture. And you can stand in that posture for a while. It's up to you how long you can stay there, but I wouldn't torture yourself in it. But the longer you stand in that posture, the more energy you get. So it's like a double-edged weapon. One is pain and one's energy. But if you get energy, but if the pain gets too intense, now the energy's been dispersed in the pain. So you want to do it so you're as comfortable as possible and come out of it and just rest and then go back into it again and build it up. And then after a while, you can just sit in that posture for all day and every day, and it doesn't make any difference because your legs get really super strong. The qi's moving up, and basically you just sit in that posture without moving, and it's a lot more comfortable. Yeah. Okay. So the last one we're doing is Shao Yang. So this is the third of the Yang meridians, the Yang pairings. This is the Sanjiao and the gallbladder. Now the Sanjiao meridian, the posture I'm going to do is, I'm going to do to your posture, you're going to go to the right side first. The posture is that posture which is called 3 body postures. It's out of Zhan Gong. Another one of the Zhuang Gong postures, and it's a static posture. And all the weight's on the back leg. I'm basically standing one leg, the front leg's just touching the ground. And I'm standing in that posture. Both palms are facing towards the front that way. That's the posture. Yep. But the meridians where they are, the Sanjiao travels from your ring finger. Your ring finger comes up the outside. Yep. And it goes all the way up and finishes on the outer, right in the outer of your eye. Yeah, right on the very, if you run your eyes along, if you run your fingers along your eyebrows, go right to the end, there's a little notch in the bone. So you can feel a little hollow in the bone. That's Qigong. That's the last point of the Sanjiao meridian. So it comes up from your ring finger, yep, up the ring finger, and then goes to that point, yes? So it goes right to that point and right up to the eye, yep. Now the bladder meridian, the gallbladder meridian, because this is the outside, I'm going to show you so you can see that. That's where the Sanjiao finishes, and the gallbladder starts just on the outer acanthus of your eye, so they're really close. One's right in there, just where your temple area is, that soft temple area, it's in there. Yep. And so it goes from the out end of the eyebrows just to there, to the gallbladder. And from the gallbladder, then it goes over the whole side of your head. Then it goes down your whole flank of your body, and it's really wide. It's about this wide, all the way down this flank. It goes all the way down, and then it goes to your second toe from the outside. So your bladder's on the outside. The next one is the gallbladder toe. Yep. So that's the 2 gallbladders. So they come in. That if you think of them both together, they're both coming from your inside in the temple, the pointers, just at the end of the eyes, the outer acanthus of your eyes, and then it goes over both sides of your head, both flanks, back to the little toe. Yep. And the Sanjiao, of course, comes up ring finger and finishes at Zhuang Li, which is, no, not Zhuang Li, Qigong, which is just there at the end of the eyebrow. So you've got them coming in. Now we're going to do the same posture, but now we've talked about them, we'll do the postures and we'll introduce them one at a time. Yep. These are complicated, but I just want to give you exercises to understand the pairing and exercise that link these two pairs up, the arm and the legs. The arm and leg Shao Yin, the arm and leg Tai Yang, the arm and leg Yang Ming. And so you understand the pairings and how they relate to each other. Yeah. But it is a bit complicated, but we'll get there in the end. You can always go back and watch this again. So stepping forward, and we bring the hands up to that posture, and both palms are facing towards the front. So, and we're standing, all the weight's on one leg, the other one's not touching the ground, so it's going to go out through one leg. Yep, but it can come in both of them, but both the legs and the arms. So you can, for this particular, there's lots of different variations of how you can do this, but we might make it nice and simple today. Both the hands and the legs are facing forward, so we're going to use the same leg that's forward and the same hand that's forward, then it might be confusing. So we're using the leg and the hand that are forward, yep. And we're going to do so, it's going to come up the Sanjiao on that side, and then down the leg on the same side, yep. And we'll just do it that way. That'll be the easiest way to remember how to get that to happen. So breathing in, it comes up the Sanjiao, breathing out through the gallbladder down that side, down to the forward foot. Up the Sanjiao and down the gallbladder. Remember, the changeover is really close to each other in the eye. Up the Sanjiao, down the gallbladder. Yeah, that's good. That'll be a nice and easy one for you to do. Good. And bring your hand and foot in and go to the other side. Go to your left side. So the same thing now, the same hand, the upper hand and the foot that's forward, and the upper hand, we're going to use the same meridians on the same side. It'll be an easy way to do it. There's lots of different combinations to this. We're trying to make it simplified so you get the idea of this connection between these two meridians. So from the ring finger to the outer end of your eyebrow, and then drop straight down the gallbladder, down the side of the gallbladder, out through the foot that's leaning forward. Yep, now you can just do the Sanjiao first if you like. Or we had the hands in the position, breathing in through the Sanjiao. Yep, so breathe in through the Sanjiao. And out through the leg. Good. As I say, you can do it one at a time if you want to just do the Sanjiao. Get used to what that feels like to breathe into the Sanjiao. Breathe in, just breathe out, breathe into the Sanjiao. And then get used to breathing out through the gallbladder meridian, breathing out through the gallbladder meridian, breathing out. And all it is a practice that you're training as I said before, you're training your mind to think a certain way and take your mind inside your body, into the meridians. And in time, you'll be able to feel the energy coming out your finger. You'll be able to feel the energy coming in. You'll be able to feel it going right to your eye. You'll be able to feel it going down the meridians as well. You'll get sense enough to be able to feel that. But it's to start off with, it takes a little practice, yeah? In the Sanjiao, out the gallbladder. Very good. And just bring your hand down. Good. So that's the three of them. So as I say, you might want to watch this video again and to go to practice it. So these are the simpler ones. These, as I say, there's a lot more complicated versions and lots of exercises that have this connection between the hand and the leg meridians, the Jing Luo vessels, or the Jing Luo pairing as such. But just know this is the start. I did the Yin last week, Yang this week. So as I say, go back and forwards. You might have to practice a few times. But the most important part about this is, besides the pairing, besides understanding the pairing and how the gallbladder and Sanjiao and the small intestine and bladder are linked together with an arm and a leg, one of the most important parts of this practice is to train your mind to be inside your body tracking energy. Yeah, if I said to you right now, think of your big toe. 95% of the people will think of your big toe looking from the outside. Yep. If I think of big look at my big toe, I'm inside the bone. I'm inside the bone, thinking inside my body. Because it's nothing special. It's just that I've trained myself to take my mind inside my body. And same being an acupuncturist, when I'm treating people, my mind's inside the energy of the person's body, and I'm moving energy around, unblocking blockages, moving, dispersing energy around the body. My mind's inside, and I just trained to do it. There's no special thing. It's just practice. So the same as this is what, but it's a very good thing, because what it does when you take your mind inside your body, and you're going up the meridians, breathing in the meridians and out the meridians, and you're inside your body, it makes you stay present, because it's very difficult to not be in the present moment when you're doing that. So it's a great practice to stay present, in the present moment. That's why Qigong is such a good thing, because it helps you to stay internal inside your body and just be there, doing nothing else, not in your mind worrying about things in the world out there. You're just inside your body, inside the meridian, breathing in, breathing out, and doing nothing else. And that's a very good thing, because it opens up a different part of consciousness. Because once you're aware of the present moment, you keep coming back to the present moment, then you start looking at life through the present moment instead of thinking of the past, instead of thinking of the future. You live your life in the present moment, and I think that's a very, very important thing. And these exercises bring you back into that consciousness, brings you back into the present moment and understand what it feels like. And life changes because you're seeing life differently. Yep. Anyway, I just want to share that with you today. And I'll see you in the new place next week. And have a great week out there in the world. And if you have any questions about these, please ask too. You're very, very welcome. Have a great day, eh? Bye-bye. Roll back on your thumbs. Cool. Very good. And then step back, and we bow to everybody that's doing the class today together with us. We also bowing for anybody that comes and does this class afterwards. We're bowing to you too. So no matter you do it a year, 6 years, 5 years, 10 years time, we're bowing to you as part of the energetic of connection of this exercises. As I say, enjoy the exercises, and if you have any questions, please ask. Have a great day. Bye-bye.